Mics are going up.
Mics are going up. Oh. We should take her to lunch.
Hey! So, welcome to the UnScripted PodCast.
Hi.
Hi.
Where the only thing scripted is this intro. But it's not really scripted, because especially today it's going to be a little interesting. Jason caught Zika virus, and now he's dead.
I think it's pronounced Zika, as they say. But yeah, Jason's dead.
But he's joining us in the studio today. In spirit.
There you go.
And bone.
Bone.
But welcome everybody.
Yeah.
And
hello.
we at the end of a long day, so we're happy to be here for you. Only for you.
That's right, you watching right now.
And we got Robert here, who's here visiting from Atlanta.
I mean, I'm running this show from this computer that's getting awfully hot. As it's like processing the earlier shows and compressing them down to a manageable sending out format. And I'm running the mixer that's behind the scenes that is recording onto a external recorder that's sending a feed out to this little box here. And this little box is streaming out. And so, if something goes wrong today, please forgive us. This is all new.
What right here is basically is an insanely hot techno bukkake, and should not ever be attempted. That's why you split your wires. Spread them out. Split? Spread? Spread.
I don't know.
Wow, Jason was offended by that joke. Look at him. Jaws wide open. Anyway, so I think, kind of want to talk about some news.
I think you should start. I'm not sure how the news is going to go today.
Yeah, we've got some news today to talk about. We also have a movie to go in depth with later.
Yeah.
Do we really want to go in depth? I feel like drained talking about it so much. I'm just like, if you really want to hear us talk about...
If you really want to hear us talk about it, go to the bunker in Northridge. We'll be there drinking our asses off and debating.
Oh, God.
Well, maybe not too in depth, but we might just talk more about it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, let me see here. I've got some news open, but I have to jump around between them.
Cool.
Well, let's start with this one. It's apparently interesting. Are either of you fans of Battlefield?
I am not.
Which one?
Just the series, like not the Star Wars ones, just like the
No,
general.
that's Battlefront.
That's Battlefront, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's by the same people though, so it's basically Battlefield Star Wars edition.
Yeah, with this
Kinda.
I am.
Oh.
I'm not really much of a fan now.
Well, apparently
I have been.
they're gonna possibly turn it into a TV series.
What?
Apparently, Paramount is gonna try to make a Battlefield TV series.
From what's the okay? I'll bite. What's the premise?
Let's find out.
Because I can't imagine.
Because so far, as far as I can tell, it's just they just want to make a TV series and then name it Battlefield and try to tie it in with the games.
They made a weird movie and called it Battleship. So I mean, it's not
No. But this is legitimately supposed to be based off the video games. But I mean, it's
like the World War II setting, I guess.
Wait. I'm sorry. I am like my head's somewhere else. Are you saying they're making a movie off of the Battlefield franchise?
TV series
Off of the Battlefield franchise?
Yes.
Are you sure you're not reading that the Battlefield franchise is coming to TV in a competitive arena?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh God! Somebody's to be
TV,
fired.
It's a TV adaptation.
Now is it Battlefield Bad Company or is it just Battlefield?
That's the thing, is that unfortunately this article is kind of vague.
Because
if it's like there's the original Battlefields for World War II.
Well, no, the thing is, it was World War II, but the thing is that then the expansions were like more detailed.
Yeah, and then you have the expansions that were moving further and further, but like Battlefield as a series is just like
the thing is after the original Battlefield 1942, it went. You had 2 expansions, and then from there it went to Battlefield Vietnam. I think you had 1 expansion, then they did a redux. And then from there, it went to Battlefield 2, which was the first like official sequel to the game, and that was Modern Warfare.
Was Battlefield 2 modern?
Yes, Battlefield
I thought
2.
it was until Battlefield 3, but I don't pay attention.
No, Battlefield 3 was the first one that had destructible. Because from basically what happened after that is Battlefield 2142, which was the future version.
Future one, yeah.
And then from there, it went to Battlefield Bad Company, which was there was a version of Battlefield on the consoles, but it wasn't that great, and like online was a little sketchy. It was fun, but it wasn't Battlefield. It was like early Modern Warfare, really. And so Battlefield Bad Company was the first one on consoles, and basically the current Battlefield Bad Company is the fractured line that we know now of Battlefield games.
Ah.
So Battlefield 1942, there are some elements in the current Battlefield games, but it's not like the scale of warfare isn't the same. In my opinion, all the Battlefield 3, 4, and 5 up to this point have been pulling from Battlefield Bad Company because you have the modes like Rush, which was introduced in Bad Company. Conquest is always there, but people don't play Conquest anymore because they just made the maps really large, but they didn't keep the scale of the vehicles and everything else there either. So that's just because I'm again, Battlefield is one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah.
Was one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah, I realize there's actually not really much news here as far as this because honestly, it's just saying that Paramount's trying to get the rights to make it, kind of thing. So we don't actually have any good information about it.
If they do a Bad Company movie, that's genius.
Yeah.
Because Bad Company was fun.
It specifically says TV series though.
Well, but no, I keep saying
Company.
movie. If they put Bad Company into a
TV series,
into some visual medium that isn't a video game,
I would watch it.
I would too.
Because Bad Company had some really good characters, and so it would make for...
Yeah. On a similar note, as far as video games and people trying to get the rights and also not having very much information about it, Legendary's trying to get the rights to Pokemon.
Oh, God.
Apparently, they've been trying to do it for a while.
A live action one, too.
Well, live action.
Yes.
And it wasn't working out. And then Pokemon Go hit, and it's been such a big deal.
Right.
That now it's seeming more likely that's going to happen. And there's lots of talk of, is it going to be Pokemon specifically, or is it going to be Pokemon Go, the movie, or, Because that'd be stupid to be Pokemon Go the movie, but you know how these things are where it gets so popular.
It just gets branded something. They'll take a movie that was supposed to be something else and rebrand it as Pokemon Go and put in the characters.
Yeah, so according to this, rumors are that the screenwriter that would be responsible for writing the script for this supposed Pokemon movie would be Max Landis.
That's interesting.
But
that's...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that.
So I got some news as well. Back in 2014, there was an accident on a film set, Falling Skies, where one of the crew members was pinned to a tree, I believe, with the back gate of a grip truck. And so there's been a lawsuit and everything, and so basically the report came out just recently as the 15th of July to that it could have been prevented. That the truck had been, basically what the report showed was that the truck had been maintenanced and everything was taken care of 6 months prior to the event. But when they actually re-inspected the truck after the accident, they found that the brake line was leaking, and so that was causing a problem. It was parked on an incline, and no one put anything behind the wheels to stop them from rolling back. Even though there were items on the truck that could have done that, like wedges and stuff like that, yet they didn't use it. And they found out that the trucks normally trucks don't have the wedges put in. Like, it's not part of the truck's need to have things. And so a lot of people are looking at this, and there are a lot of different things that could have basically prevented it. But unfortunately, none of that happened.
Well, it's kind of like that story with the train that was like I think it was a year ago or so.
Oh, that was I think two.
Or maybe it was two years ago.
Yes, Lace for Sarah and stuff like that.
Yeah, where they had the train that came and then it ran.
But the thing is that was negligence on the upper ends.
Well, it's another preventable one.
I mean, the thing is that was preventable in a way that they should have never been there.
Yeah.
This one was preventable in a way that there were multiple things wrong here, and there was no oversight or way to look at it and to see that, say that was wrong.
I have, on a different note here, I actually have some breaking news. Well, I believe it's fairly breaking because it happened today, and I didn't see anything about it until moments before the show.
Right.
But it's related to an accident.
Uh-oh.
The Welcome to Las Vegas sign has been destroyed.
What?
A truck crashed into it.
Now I'm gonna confirm.
Yeah, no, apparently the Welcome to Fabulous Downtown Las Vegas sign is no more.
Wait, downtown Las Vegas?
The one that you always see where it's like...
The one you enter, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it's the one that, like, the big one.
Wow, dude,
You know,
that sucks.
if it is the downtown one, that is something else. Let's see. We're bringing up pictures now. Yeah, no, this is not the one that.
Okay,
that,
so this isn't exactly the one I was
no,
thinking
no,
of.
no. This is just this is one for Old Town. This is the classic one, not the one that they have now where they have like a park dedicated to it. This isn't it.
Okay, well, it's not exactly the same one I was thinking of, although it still sucks. But,
Downtown, whatever.
yeah, I thought it was the one that was like outside the city, or
No, not the classic one. Yeah, no.
I thought it was the classic
Yeah,
one.
no, this is down. This is not actual Vegas. It's downtown.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oof. I was about to say.
Well, crisis averted, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, because if someone really took that sign out, because the thing, like I said, it's at a median, but they turned the median into a park, and so it's like you have to go in, and there's parking, and then there's like grassy, like fake grass, and then there's the sign, and so if someone actually took that sign out, they probably killed somebody doing it. Unfortunately, because it's just of where it is.
Okay. I saw something about, welcome to Las Vegas sign destroyed by truck. And it was like a few minutes before we went on. And so I was going to tell you guys, and I said, let me just say that for the show.
Right.
All right, what else do we got here? I'm actually finding I don't have as much news as I thought I did.
Uh-oh.
No, I have some stuff. It's just...
I have some little stuff here, too, that I
there's
just
little
read.
things. Let me see here. What else can I get? We're really off the cusp here. I guess I have some random Pokemon Go news.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Because there's been more stories in the past week of silly things happening with Pokemon Go.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a few of them collected up around here. There was somebody who got caught cheating because of Pokemon Go.
Like cheating on his
girlfriend because
Sure, why not?
Because it has the global data of where you caught them.
Oh,
and
wow.
He caught one in his ex-girlfriend's house.
And
And then his girlfriend found out, and he had no way of explaining why he was there catching it.
I was about to say, he just said, I gotta catch them all.
I gotta catch them all.
I gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. There's another one here apparently where a man in Michigan went to a gym, like a Pokemon gym, but the gym was a police station, and he was a wanted man who failed to appear in court.
Oh, God.
Genius.
So he took the gym but lost his freedom.
Yeah, so he got caught. There was also apparently one where two Pokemon Go players helped police arrest someone.
Oh, the Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a man at a playground bothering children, and he was actually wanted for attempted murder.
Right.
So they helped catch that or something. There's been all sorts of stuff. What was another one here?
Making the world a better
Oh
place.
yeah, here's something. Here's some more. We talked about the dead body in the river.
Yes.
Apparently there was another dead body discovered because of Pokemon Go. But this one was in a San Diego park.
Okay.
I have a feeling one of the new episodes of Law & Order is going to be that. Like, that's how they
related to
discover their
Pokemon
body.
Go.
I'm sure.
They're like, hey, let me catch this Pikachu. Oh my God! Dun, 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 dun. And then it starts.
And now we're sued.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last little bit of the Pokemon Go news here that I forgot about this one. It was funny. On July 10th, Pokemon Go was a higher search term than porn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about it last time.
Did we?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Was that?
To me,
Did
still.
we talk about that last week?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That was like the second day it came out. That was like the biggest news that like porn like.
Yeah.
like,
Funny
I
enough,
remember.
the third out of the two was Pokemon Go porn.
Was it?
No.
It probably
Stop
was,
reporting
though.
false stories, Garen.
In other
story.
news,
It's not fun.
in other news, I am a deity. Here's the news that I have, which I just read, is that apparently Rogue One and other Star Wars story films are not going to have the traditional opening credits sequence. So I thought that was kind of odd. I don't know why they won't.
Well, it's because Disney's wanting to destroy our childhood and everything holy with it. And, Star Wars, who cares? They don't have actually any things in it.
There was
So Robert has a problem with Disney.
Yeah, Robert doesn't like Disney.
I'm just going to adjust my glasses right towards Disney's,
The thing is, I only have a problem with Disney in the sense that they're not open about their human sacrifices. I mean,
Okay, I was going to say, I was cute with mine. You're being like a little shady. I want to stay on the air. and I'll be
Just-
alive.
Look, what's gonna? I just want to see.
You're
what-
going to be joining Jason if you keep this up.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
that nothing mouse, man.
He talked some smack about Disney too.
You know, he used to
yesterday.
do a pretty good Mickey Mouse impression.
Used to.
Used to.
Well, so anyways,
Yeah, no, I was remembering.
I have no comment on that.
Unrelated to news, but just related to Disney. I was just remembering the story about the cats at Disneyland.
Oh,
Like,
they like
they
all
had-
flooded with cats.
Well,
or something like
because they had a rat problem, and so they said let's just release a bunch of cats to catch all the rats. So then they didn't have a rat problem anymore, but they had a
that.
cat problem.
Well, that's when you get the mongoose to
Yeah.
take care
But
of
then
the
they'll have
cats.
which is
mongoose problem.
I'd rather have a cat problem than a mongoose problem.
Yeah, but then that's when you release. I don't know.
All right, let's see here.
I have another story.
Sure.
Bethesda's ripping people or stealing people's
Oh
ideas.
yes, I've heard this one.
Yeah, and so basically what ended up happening is a modder that created a version basically a storyline.
He created like a quest storyline for Fallout New Vegas.
Yes, for New Vegas, and it was added as a mod.
Yeah, it was a mod.
It changed the initial game, and so the new Far Harbor DLC has a lot of similarities. Now, the person that actually did the DLC isn't really mad. He's just kind of like, yeah, it happens. There are some similarities, but I don't think they stole my stuff. I think Bethesda saw that, took the template because they had all the information, reskinned it to 3 or to 4, and called it a day, and are charging people $20 or however much expensive Far Harbor is. Because I'm officially convinced now that Bethesda is doing the bare minimum for 4.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Apparently, though, people were going more into this about the whole like taking mods and stuff. And they were saying,
people stealing mods.
well, like the idea was like the companies taking mods and stuff, and they were talking about how some of the features that were in Fallout New Vegas were actually taken from Fallout 3 mods.
Right.
They have Fallout 3 mods and say, hey, that's a good idea. We're gonna put that into the game. So this isn't actually new. That this is happening.
Right.
Even for Bethesda specifically, this isn't new.
Of course. I think it's interesting, and the thing is, as I'm saying this, it's like, that's great. Yeah, they're stealing his technically his work, but then again, he was piggybacking on their assets,
Yeah.
which is like this weird middle ground, or I don't know. Yeah, that's a hard one, honestly.
Let's see here. Here's a weird story. So, have you guys heard of the developer Splash Damage?
No.
If you tell me what they've worked on, I probably have, because that sounds familiar.
Okay, well they've done. They were behind Brink,
Yes,
Okay.
yes, there you go.
Brink, and then Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, and
Yeah,
their recent game is like Dirty Bomb. But I think they also it says here they worked on Gears of War 4 multiplayer.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
They-
just the multiplayer?
Yeah, apparently they helped with the multiplayer or something.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well they've been bought up by Liu Technologies Holding Limited. Liu Technologies Holdings Limited. Right, which is a Chinese company. And they're not a video game or a tech company. They're a chicken meat supplier.
What?
It's a Chinese chicken company that bought this game company.
That was pretty funny.
Nice.
So, and apparently this isn't the first developer that they've actually bought, this company, because they also bought Digital Extremes, which is the company that does Warframe.
Wow.
So this Chinese chicken company is buying up game developers.
Getting into the right business, I say.
Yeah. Oh, I had a relevant story somewhat about free to play games because I just remember with Dirty Bomb. So there's this game called Nosgoth, and it's a free to play multiplayer game.
Right.
And it was a game that I wanted to at some point cover on our free to play thing.
Yes.
Because I played a bunch of it and I enjoyed it. And today a little update patch came out that was like 13 megabytes or something.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, let me check the news because I want to see. I haven't checked on this in a while. I want to see what was patched in. The game shut down in May.
What?
And I had no idea. I checked the news and it's like, oh yeah, we decided to shut down the game and the final day was in May and the servers are offline. Thank you for supporting us. So it's just gone.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know. I don't even know what it was downloading because I tried turning the game on since it was downloading an update and it just brings you to a splash that says, thanks for playing, the game's gone.
That's probably what downloaded.
Maybe.
So if you didn't download it, you
13
couldn't see
megabytes. That makes about sense.
Yeah.
There's
There's no store page for it anymore or anything, so...
Damn.
So I was a little bit sad, because I actually kind of like that game.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I liked Star Wars Galaxies, but look where that ended.
yeah, no, a lot of games go away.
Yep.
Everything goes away in the end.
Yeah.
Speaking of Star Wars Galaxies and more Star Wars news, was there's a Star Wars Day event kind of thing out in Europe.
Yeah, a Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, where they were talking about the new Star Wars DLC that's coming out, the whole Death Star stuff, and I'm just like, so there's gonna be space combat. So it's basically now instead of you battling on either Hoth or Tatooine,
Yeah,
you're battling in space.
It was
whoop-de-doo.
the thing they showed at E3 was like the single space battle mission or whatever.
I think they showed at E3 was the VR X-Fighter mission. This is actually basically the basic stuff.
Okay.
New heroes. The developer also confirmed the upcoming heroes as Bossak. He's the bounty hunter. The Tyrannian. Basically the lizard one with like the eyes and the spiky.
I don't remember him by your description. If I saw a picture of him, I think it would.
Yeah, I mean,
What, did you say his name was Bossak?
Bossak. Bossk.
B-O-O.
Yeah, he's one of the bounty hunters. He's one of my favorite bounty hunters, other than Boba Fett.
Yeah, I kind of recognize him.
Yeah, he's in the lineup, and I think it was 2. Chewbacca is gonna be another one.
Chewbacca already wasn't?
No,
Wow.
there are a lot of people who aren't.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised that Chewbacca wasn't like the first.
Again, remember
If not in the initial release, like the first DLC edition.
Well, the thing is that they basically some of the first heroes
don't they have like Admiral Akbar already as a character in there?
and that was the problem, was that they were taking, because they did models for those people. So you could I'm forgetting the race that Akbar was.
Admiral Akbar, it was
Fishman or some sort.
No, yeah, but the thing is, the cruisers were named after that race because they were the ones that built them. And I can't remember what they are.
Yeah, maybe.
Mon Calamari.
Mon Calamari.
And so they had that race in. They already had that race built in the game. So basically, they took that model and skinned it as Akbar, I think. And then on top of that, you had Guido, which was, I can't remember Guido's race.
I don't know.
But basically, they had that race in the game, and they just reskinned that race as Guido and called it a day and charged people for it.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Well, it's like, wait, so basically you're just reskinning people and having them, so we talked about this on the show a while back, and that was some garbage, and so that's basically why Chewbacca is like, oh, fine, we get a Chewbacca. And apparently multi-stage gameplay, and so it's, I don't know. Like we'll see. Apparently, there's also supposed to be new vehicles, but I'm like, there were like 4 vehicles. To be
it seems like everything that we should have gotten is like it's.
The thing is that they're milking you and charging you $50 for it. And the thing is, this year's DLC is gonna like end, and they want to have you pay another $50 for another year of DLC.
Season pass.
Yeah, like Season Pass version 2. Because the thing is, it's not like they're gonna release another Battlefront, which there are rumors that they might. Anyways. I'm just sitting here like, this is kind of garbage.
Yeah.
I'm just so through with this, and I want my $60 back that I paid initially for the game. I blame Garen. He said it was good.
I enjoyed it a lot for about a month.
Yeah. That's as far as I got. It got repetitive way too quickly. And the thing is, that's why I like some of the other Battlefield games, because it just felt like I kept running in and dying or exploding.
All right. Do you have control of like the video feed over there, and you're showing pictures?
I no, not today.
Okay. I was just wondering because what I was about to bring up partially involves an image, but it doesn't matter that much.
Because the thing is, to do that, I'd have to, because the switcher is
no, that's fine. I want to start.
Okay. I'm sorry, not today.
So Blizzard is potentially in some hot water right now.
Okay.
Because apparently Hindus are upset with them because of a skin in Overwatch.
Okay.
Because the Indian character Symmetra has a skin that makes her look like an Indian goddess.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Devi skin.
Yeah.
Or makes her look kind of like I want to say Shiva, but I might be wrong.
Makashiva,
Krishna.
Makashiva.
Yeah. The point is, the skin makes her look like a Hindu god, and the Hindus are not happy with that, and they're trying to plead Blizzard to remove the skin from the game.
But so no, that's what the answer is.
I mean, it's kind of a silly thing because like they're gonna get offended about that, but a lot of the characters in the game have kind of cultural skins.
Yeah, so like
So it's like if they get offended, then somebody's gonna get offended about like the Native American skin and want that removed, and then somebody's gonna get offended about like. Well, now my brain just went blank.
Any other skin derivative from a race.
I know there are other ones. I just
yeah,
went
but I
blank
mean
for a moment.
the thing is you don't have to name all of them. It's
I
it's
don't
gonna
have to name
general.
all of it. The point is that it's just going to start going crazy like that. And then the other thing I wonder is like, you have the in-game currency and whatnot. What if somebody already bought the skin? Did they just get like refunded or?
Yeah, like it's gonna be stupid.
It would take a lot to like change it around. I think. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Garen, do you have any other news on your phone there? Did you have any news?
I do not.
All right, let's see.
What I have.
Yeah, we've gone through all my news.
All right. I have a few more stories here. Not a whole lot actually. This might be a pretty short show this week.
That's fine. I mean, it is what it is right now.
So there's apparently the Dark Knight writer David Goyer is working on a Darth Vader VR movie.
Interesting.
It's some kind of like an interactive VR movie where they're saying here that you can be a part of a persistent world that has a day-night cycle, and you're a visitor in this story that's happening around you. You can open, push, and pick up things, and walk around and even touch other characters. It's all kind of just like the lingo that they're advertising it with. But yeah, it's like a VR movie. I'm glad right now. I just want to say that they're not calling it a game.
Yeah, that's good.
Because
that makes sense though.
Because I would totally expect to hear all the things that I just listed off and have them say that this is a game, and then I would fire back by being like, no, that's just a VR movie.
But now they're actually
just
doing a
saying
VR
it's
movie.
a VR movie. They're not trying to advertise it as a game. I'm like, okay, that's fine then.
I'm okay with that. I'll dig that. I'll try. Because the thing is, I'm not maybe because I just haven't seen VR at its best yet. But I don't know. I'm skeptical about it. But if it costs like no more than a movie ticket, I'll do it. I'll sit there.
Yeah. Well, there was the talk. I think on one of the previous weeks we were talking about the bringing VR to movie theaters and how they were going to bring the Oculus Rift setups to some theaters.
It starts with that, man. Next is Pokemon Go. Next is Police State. That's
it's gonna. I mean, this will probably be a part of that though. Like this
part of that whole like everyone's
VR
gonna go
movie.
crazy on Facebook.
Yeah. All right. So, I guess my biggest piece of news here that I was kind of saving. The interesting story of the week here is that Warner Brothers is in some hot water as well. I like to use that term, in hot water, because they were caught. Let me put it like this: they were paying people on YouTube to make good reviews for Shadow of Mordor. If you remember that game that came out,
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings game.
No, they were giving people like PewDiePie money to make them good videos, like positive, like hey. Play the game, say it's good videos.
That's something new though.
That's something new, but apparently people weren't disclosing it.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah, but I
does. Somebody says, "Hey, Xbox, give us all these free games and consoles."
Yeah.
To review this game. Payola.
But apparently there's some legal business going on now because they got caught.
Oh, of course. They weren't smart enough.
Apparently, there was an update on this that PewDiePie says that he did give a disclosure. He says he did give disclosure, but it was just only in the description.
I mean, that's enough.
And so, like, he's probably fine. He's probably set, but I don't know about the other people that were involved.
I don't think half of PewDiePie's viewers know that there's a description section. Anyway,
that's fine.
So.
I don't think half of PewDiePie's viewers even know how to read.
I'd kill for PewDiePie viewers. If you're a PewDiePie viewer and you're watching this, thank you for your time and effort.
If you're anybody watching this, thank you for your time.
That is very true. That is 100% true. On that note, you should go watch Quiet on the Set. I forgot the name of the show for a second.
Quiet on the Set.
Quiet on the Set.
Quiet on the Set.
Yeah.
Which is today's show was amazing.
Today's show was pretty good.
Yeah,
we were all on it discussing Ghostbusters a little bit.
And so we could talk about that right now as well.
Yeah, we can go a little bit into Ghostbusters because I'm at the last bit of my news, which ties into Ghostbusters, which is why we can go into it. So, Ghostbusters, this is related to Ghostbusters in China because apparently it's getting a new name in China, but it might not even be coming out.
Okay.
So the Chinese name for Ghostbusters is, I'm going to assume this is translated.
Okay.
And that is not literally this English name. Superpower Dare Die Team.
Go Power Rangers.
Superpower. Okay, I'm sorry. I if I offended anybody, but Superpower Dare Die Team.
I assume that it's not going to literally be in English. Like you're going to be watching and it's going to be all Chinese, and there's something going to say Superpower Dare Die Team. It's probably going to be the actual Chinese, words for that. However you would say that in Chinese, but apparently the movie is probably not even going to come out in China because the state-controlled film board does not approve of films that promote cults or superstitious beliefs.
Yeah, I can see
so it's probably not even going to come out in China, which is going to be a problem for the movie because China's kind of the big moneymaker now.
Yep.
Like it's not doing terribly
Well, no,
out here.
Europe was pretty good too, though.
Yeah, it's not doing terribly out here, obviously.
I mean, it opened to number 2. But I think because there's I think a lot of false negativity behind the film, which I think now with word of mouth, because I think enough people are seeing it to where a lot of people are being positive on it, and so I think they're gonna have a good swell at least.
Well, the problem is as far as the money thing and why it opening China, not opening China is gonna be bad for it, is that apparently it was about 144 million was its budget. And it's only expected to make about 35 to 50 million domestically.
Well, no, the thing is that's what it was, but it opened to 46. So the thing is,
it's already almost hit that goal in only the first week.
And the thing is, they were saying that people were grossly underestimating it because of all the PR.
Yeah.
And so it was performing better, even though it didn't open to number 1. It's still performing better than people were thinking for the first weekend.
Yeah, because everyone thought it was going to tank.
He just said it was going to be only 46 domestic, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, it was expected to only make around 50,000 or 50 million domestic, and it's already made 46 just in the opening weekend.
How much was the budget of the film?
144 million.
So that's still a lot, though.
It still has a lot to go.
Again, the thing is, you have to look at how much the original one grossed in its entirety, which is 256 million for its entire theatrical run domestically. That was the first Ghostbusters. So I think they're fine. I think it's gonna be a slow burn, and they're probably gonna make a lot of their money in VHS or DVD.
VHS,
Blu-ray.
They're
download.
They're gonna make VHS copies of the new Ghostbusters movie for everyone to watch.
There you go.
It's gonna sell like hot pockets.
And it's also so yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed the film.
Yeah,
that was good.
I think we all did, like mostly,
Yeah.
like in a good, in a positive way.
Yeah, no, I mean the thing is, we all agree that there's some parts, and we think like they try to honor and give cameos to everyone from the original one. I'm sure everyone that wanted one got a piece of the pie.
Pretty much everyone.
Right. And I mean, even they even did a bunch of homage to Harold Ramis and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had the homage to Harold Ramis, and they tried to throw in lots of references through there. Not even just the whole idea of like they have to have every single thing from the originals, like the proton packs or the Echo 1 or anything.
Yeah.
But even like
Echo.
they have. Did I say?
You said Echo. It's
sorry,
Echo.
Echo.
Yeah. No,
but they even had the same university as one of the two universities that was in the movie was the same one from the original.
Yep.
Like the Columbia University.
Yeah,
So.
no, and then they had a lot of good homage. It was funny because we were talking about with Dan, and Dan loves to think of how things work in Hollywood. And one of the things was the film was being, I can't remember exactly what part. Oh, I'm forgetting her name now too. Amy Pascal, which she was kind of the big implicated when Sony's email or Sony got hacked and their emails got leaked. She was in a very unfavorable light with some of the things she said.
Yeah. To say the least, yeah.
Yeah, but what ended up happening is that she ended up getting control, or she's supervising the new Spider-Man going to Marvel. So she's basically consulting for, or supervising it for Sony, and she was behind this movie as well. And it's funny because what I brought up was like, so it feels like they kind of keep hiding her, but she's like doing a bunch of good stuff, but like, no, she doesn't exist, and it's just a publicity stunt. And
so, yeah, this is funny.
And that reminded me of what the actual Ghostbusters go through in the movie. So it's like almost a scary parallel to the reality.
Yeah, I think it was entirely intentional, almost like everything with the story as far as like, shut up. Everything. my thing started dying on me.
Oh no!
It's making noise and stuff, and I don't need it for the rest of this anyway. No, but like the whole movie parallels like stuff that's happening with her and kind of like the internet reactions and everything.
Yep. Very meta.
Very meta. I thought that the whole thing was done recently. Like I almost thought that they only did some of the movie and then they got all the reactions and then they said, let's fix this in here, let's change this. But when I was reading on it, apparently they finished filming it September last year, and they didn't even release the trailers till sometime earlier this year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Whereas when all the backlash happened.
Yep.
So I don't know if this is all coincidence or if they planned for it or what.
I mean, the thing is, there are parts of it where they cut to, and there are no actual. There are no actual like members of cast in some of the cutaways, and so I think the reference, I think they were expecting it because the thing is when they announced the film was happening, that was the initial backlash.
Oh
too.
yeah, there was something that was announced.
Yeah.
Because the whole theme of the movie, the underlying theme, is just that like nobody trusts them or nobody
believes in
them or appreciates them.
Just it's a slight spoiler. It's not gonna ruin the movie for you, but if you don't want to turn off now, we're gonna But the government, the New York Council, New York mayor, and basically the government knows about paranormal activity and all things that are going on, and they have agents assigned to it. But like in Men in Black, basically they don't want the public to know about it because of mass hysteria. And so it's like through the entire movie, the government's like, we appreciate what you're doing and you're doing a great job, but we're gonna say you're crazy and it's a publicity stunt.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pretend it's a publicity stunt.
Yeah, and it's all fake and everything
all
like that.
And in the end, of course, everybody truly does believe in them and support them, and it's like, oh look, everybody does love us,
right?
Kind of thing. But like, while I enjoyed it, it felt kind of heavy-handed to me. Like in that regard, I mean, maybe I'm just cynical, but that was how I was taking it.
Yeah.
No, I see what you mean, but you are kind of being cynical about it.
I'm sure.
The thing is, it was a classic cheeseball.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I mean, overall, I did enjoy the movie more than I expected I would. I didn't. Something I was going to mention earlier, and then Garen started talking, and I said, "Go ahead, Garen," and I never got back to it when we were on the show earlier.
Sorry.
No, that's fine because it wasn't too important. It was just that I actually didn't like all of the nostalgia kind of stuff they were trying to go for, because it felt kind of like they're like, we have to touch on every single thing. Because if you think if I remember the original movie correctly, they just kind of have the packs. Like they get to the first place where they're gonna do the banquet hall, and then Egon's like, "Hey, I made the proton packs."
Kind of. The thing is, the first encounter with the ghosts, they don't have anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about because it felt like they was trying to explain like the prototype version of it on wheels, and they're like, oh, we need to make this smaller. And here, somebody drew the logo on the wall that looks like a good logo. Kind of trying to explain every little element of it instead of it just being like, because in the original things just kind of happened.
Well, the thing is that, and again, they threw a lot of jargon, and this one did too, and just a bunch of stuff. And so I think actually showing the development of that, I think was, I mean, I felt it wasn't necessary, but I think it added to it. The thing is, we also saw the development and the building, and kind of the thing is that I think that's where it differentiated from the original, and it kind of gave its own personality and its own feeling.
Yeah. Also, just something I was thinking while we were getting towards the end of the movie, I didn't actually like how it was starting to try to become an action movie. I don't know if you guys had that problem or not, but like the part where she pulls out the two little
I enjoyed
pistol
that.
ones and
Yeah.
starts whipping around, I was just like, oh, this is unnecessary.
I expect that going in though.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the
I did
sequence
too.
a lot. It was badass. I thought it was pretty cool.
I got hyped. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
it just got real.
Yeah, oh my god, all those parts were sick.
Yeah, because the thing is, I saw the pictures and I saw like the trailer and stuff like that. So,
I didn't watch into much of any of that.
Got it.
So.
Yeah, so I mean,
I was actually going into this movie pretty fresh, and I think that was probably a good thing.
yeah.
Because honestly, I might not have enjoyed it as much if I had watched the trailers and stuff going in.
Very true.
That's just any movie. If you watch the trailers going in, you're gonna lose out on at least like 10% of the movie.
I don't know. The thing is, because what I do is I watch the trailers when they first release,
And you don't watch anything.
and then try to like forget about it.
I only go as far as I need to decide I'm gonna want to watch the movie. In this case, I just didn't bother watching any of it because I didn't plan to watch it at all.
Right.
It was just like whatever. It's I don't it, and then we happened to go see it.
Right.
Yeah.
What a happy coincidence.
Well, happy coincidence. Did I have anything else I wanted to say about the movie? I feel like I had more. Oh yeah, the post credits thing.
Oh, which one?
Spoiler.
The spoiler with the tape recorder.
Oh yeah.
I actually until they actually said that, I thought they were going to go back to the fart joke.
I did too. I absolutely did too.
I was just waiting for them to go back to the fart joke before.
The thing is, a lot of the end credit stuff was like really threw me because I wasn't expecting half of it that happened. And I'm sitting there like, oh wow, good job.
Yeah.
Holy. I was excited for that. I was like, whenever she said that, I'm like, oh.
It's honestly, I think that's probably some like at least within the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, the best end credit sequence or the end like stay after the credits kind of deal that I've seen in a while.
I'm trying to think of another one, but I can't.
Because Civil Wars wasn't that good.
No, Civil Wars wasn't. Deadpool was fun.
Deadpool was
like,
fun.
I mean, but the thing is, like, okay, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You're talking to the camera, we get it.
Yeah, but that's not
I don't think there's been
a decent one.
The post credits that lead to another, to the next movie, like a spoiler.
Well, not even the next movie, but something that you're sitting like, oh, this was worth sitting through. And in all fairness, their credit sequence, I really enjoyed that too.
Yeah, the credit sequence was pretty nicely done.
Yeah.
Like, what was that? Like,
I mean, you had Hemsworth.
What was
dancing.
that joke that we made that we made after watching Civil War about how they make fun of like how I was making fun of how they do end credit scenes? I was like, what was that thing you were telling me? I forgot what it was.
I can't remember.
God, I made a joke about that. I thought it was super funny.
Know.
Gotta write things down.
Like how they're like gonna lose creativity on how to go up, like how to
up
the
the
next
ante
movies.
with the end credits movies.
They're like, yeah, they're just saying they're like, hey, like I forgot exactly what it was, Jason.
I don't remember.
They're like, hey, so what's that?
Do you remember, Jason?
Who's that Thanos guy you're talking about? And it would end or something like that, like something really lazy. Oh no, it was the X-Men. It's like it would be like they're trying to tie the X-Men into the Marvel movies, and they'll have moments like they're like, oh, hey, you like that burrito? Yeah, it tastes pretty good. So what was that X-Men thing you were telling me about? And they're like, it ends like while they're eating. But the things so going back to the topic, say about the movie in, I guess, a little bit more depth. I mean, we've talked about it so many times, but the other thing I think that I didn't like was just it was a flimsy script. I mean, the bones were there. The bones were definitely there, and I think like story wise, like if I were to describe what happened in the movie, like to somebody, it would make perfect sense. Not perfect sense, but it would mostly make sense.
Yeah.
But it's just a sequence of events, and like you could tell they cut things, and that's why the editing was kind of weird. And I think that there were some maybe there might be like deleted scenes when the DVD comes out, and I'll get to see what that was.
Well, I mean, the thing we were thinking about, we were talking about after seeing the movie, was how much of it was improv and how much of it was actually scripts. Yeah, that's what we were kind of wondering.
All the improv stuff, I think were the funniest show. I think that's what I think. Is like, I don't know. I could be totally wrong. It could have been all written, and I would have been like, wow, okay, then. But from what I felt like all the jokes that were written jokes were not good jokes. But all the stuff that they improvised, those situations and sequences that they were just like banter, was really funny. And I think that's loads of credit to the talent and just like whatever to the screenwriter. Like I don't know who wrote it, so I can't.
I think it was Paul Feig. or Feig. I don't know his name. It's like Feig, I believe. Feig.
Yeah, he wrote and directed it.
He wrote and directed it. And I've been seeing other reviews kind of saying the same thing as us, where it's like they thought his script was pretty bad, but the performances were what sold it.
Yeah, like
the chemistry between the four and all that.
Because the thing is, I think he did Spy, and I thought, and I mentioned this before. I thought Spy was hilarious. I laughed really hard watching Spy. It was like a great movie, but I can't like. I don't know what fell short. Maybe I don't know what fell short with this, like in terms of like the jokes and all that. Then again, if I think about Spy, it was a. I don't know if you wrote that. I think he directed, but I don't know if you wrote it. But I think that it was a good movie, also because of the fact that it was a good script and it was a decently good script, and the performances were great too. But I don't know why that didn't translate onto this. Like, whatever. That's my only complaint. It was awkward cuts. Script wasn't that strong, and I would have liked a better Harold Ramis tribute, or just a slightly better one, not an over the top one,
yeah,
but
I was on the fence about whether I was gonna want to see that or not.
But you saw the bust, and
I saw that, and I was fine with that. But like I was wondering like how far they were gonna possibly go with it, and I was like, I don't want them to go too far.
They had a moment where like they walked by the bus and like had like a shot of like you
see the bus and you go, oh yeah,
yeah, but not just like in the corner of the hallway kind of thing. That I was like,
I regret this immediately.
What are you doing over there?
I opened up too many folders.
Oh no,
that's a lot of folders, Robert.
How much porn is it?
I mean, unless you want to consider Quiet on the Set porn.
I think some people would.
Today's episode was porn for me.
Good.
Watch it.
How do I close all the windows?
Let's go back to Ghostbusters.
But yeah, I think that's those are my major complaints. Besides that, it was a fairly good movie. Like but the thing is, I only say that when I say a fairly good movie because I have a different taste in comedy. It's funny, but I also like really crude humor, so it's not that funny to me. But that doesn't make it unfunny. That just means it's not my like for. I know that most other people that I know, like if my sister could go with her friends and they'll laugh their asses off, and my mom could, if she could sit through one movie without falling asleep, she would laugh probably too. Like all these things, like make it that it could be very successful, and it has been clearly doing very well. So yeah,
I think it's actually going to be an instance of a movie that's going to do a little bit better after its opening week.
I think
because of how many people have been on the fence about it and have been unsure about it. It's probably going to, as Robert has said, do a little bit better in the second and third weeks once more word of mouth gets out, more reviews get out.
Absolutely. I think absolutely.
Because usually with a lot of these movies, with the really bad ones, it's like they're going to get 90% in the first week, and then everybody's going to realize that it's terrible, and then it's just going to fall off. And then it's going to go open in China and do, gangbusters.
Not this one.
But not this one.
But the thing I'm really wondering, and I don't know, is that
you don't know.
I don't know why certain people just completely the ones who saw the previews and did the review, all that, they torched it, and I can't imagine why it wasn't.
The thing is, because there's some people there that have a butt love fantasy for the old one. And think the old one's the end-all, be-all, and they're afraid of all this. And I talked about this on the other show on Quiet on the Set. Go watch it. Smoke.
Not enough.
But I talked about there was all this nostalgia, and we had a nostalgia piece. I think it was a year ago. I can't remember when Jurassic World came out, but I feel that this movie. It was
last June.
Yeah, and so it was last year's blockbuster. And so I feel that movie did almost the exact same things that Ghostbusters did, and everyone praised how great. Majority of the people I know and went to go see it praised how great that film was, and I'm like, that had even worse plot holes in the story than this one does. And I wasn't even I love Chris Pratt because I think he's a good actor, and I like the characters he plays. But if it wasn't for him, if it was anybody else in that film, it would have just been a bomb.
Yeah, it would have tanked. It wasn't a good movie. It was that's what the problem is. That I think this is a better movie than Jurassic World.
That's good.
In terms of actual cohesiveness and story and plot and like what's going on and emotion, like character arcs and like being invested in who I'm watching.
Yeah.
By miles, this one's a better movie. I think that Jurassic World had the advantage of being about dinosaurs and scary crap.
Well, ghosts are scary.
Yeah, but like this was like cool, like fascinating, cool, scary.
Yeah.
Like if anybody gets scared, like this is just
it was
really
comedic,
cool. Yeah,
scary for the most part.
but but in terms like it had a way better cast overall. They were funny, like the jokes were pretty like fun, like they were funny jokes, like especially in the beginning with the he died 25 years ago. That one.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, we saw him yesterday.
He was like, "Yeah, this is his son," and it's like, "Oh my god, come on!" And like,
or also with Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth was hilarious in the movie.
It was perfect.
But like the thing I don't get about it is that, and I was touching upon this with Dan a little bit, but I got sidetracked. Was that so? All this stuff about it, like one of the reviews I saw, like there's that video, I forgot who his name is, but it's some dude that did a review that basically like was complaining about how they were man bashing the whole movie, and like all that stuff. And
well, I think I kind of felt there was some of that, but not like I wasn't getting upset about it, but I could see where people would take it.
That's the thing. I didn't see it as much because
we can't have nice things anymore. Period.
That's the problem. Is like I saw so what I heard was like they made the delivery guy look stupid. The Koreans look stupid. All the men in the movie were just stupid. And then I thought about it. Like, okay, the delivery guy gets his orders wrong because any bad delivery guy gets anything wrong. It just happens. Like that's a running gag. It's not because he's an idiot. It's because he just doesn't get arrested. Yeah, my bad. Whatever. Like he doesn't care about his job. That wasn't because he was stupid. Chris Hemsworth was a dumb dude, but that's just his character is supposed to be like a dumb hunk. Like that's the point. The mayor was just being the mayor. Like he was just being that guy who said like, yeah, we probably shouldn't like talk about this and all that stuff. And like so I don't understand like what I don't really get like how bad it was. It's not like every man they encounter is like, you're a stupid woman, and like they none of that was like that.
The thing is, like even if you go ahead and you go through every single male character and that you said that every single one of them was kind of like stupid or incompetent or whatever, you still had the women that were the same. Like the mayor's assistant or whoever was pretty much in the same boat as the mayor.
They were on the same side, and
she was on the same side. She was pretty much exactly the same. And even the main cast for half the movie were kind of doing silly, dumb things. Like Kristen Wiig's character pretty much went full stupid whenever Chris Hemsworth was around.
Yeah,
because she wanted him badly, and she was just big,
yeah, and
that kind of reaction to him. So,
and that's fine. Like it's fine. Who cares?
So it's like it's not really going like all men are stupid, all women are super smart in this. It's just like everybody in this was just kind of dumb because it's a comedy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like but it's showing like the whole point is it's not even if you switch all the characters and like all the characters' genders and stuff like that. It's not about the men are stupid in this film and the women are geniuses. It's about how these heroes are smarter than everybody else around them, and everyone's too stupid to see or help them in whatever way possible, or doesn't believe them, or doesn't want to elevate them. And it's not about an intelligence thing. It's not like it's a power play thing, and like you can determine that whatever way you want, but at the same time, it's like all that. Whoever made those reviews and all that stuff, like they made it sound like it was insanely offensive and way worse than it actually was. And I think they were just blowing smoke out of their asses.
You can take anything and pull it in any direction you want to. Just look at the 9/11 Back to the Future thing.
Okay, yeah.
Just remember,
you'll find out in 30 years. Buy our t-shirts online. But
we have t-shirts?
Now we do.
Just hit the button to start printing the t-shirts.
Right.
Well, you know when we'll get them?
In 30 years.
No, actually in like a week.
Oh, okay.
You find out in 30 years.
But no, I mean that's it's frustrating to me because like there's certain things because I'm all for it. Like I have my point of view like everyone else, but I'm all for like I understand that people have their perspectives and have and anybody has struggles and there's clearly some problem with inequality in certain areas of things like, and I get that there's a struggle and I understand, but to point out unfairness in something that clearly doesn't deserve that thing, because there's plenty of other bad sources of bad movies that clearly display some form of bigotry that deserve that ire, but when I watched this movie, I was like, where, what? Like, it was not even, like, even if it was there, even if I didn't know and I went into it and saw a little bit of it, it was no way in hell that it was as horrible as people made it out to be.
Yeah.
And, like, I bet whoever made that review is just either bitter or is just a super nostalgic fan who's just like, either that or even if they go like, oh, I never even watched the Ghostbusters series, and I'm like, well, like, dude, then you just didn't laugh at the jokes. Doesn't make it a bad movie. You just didn't think it was funny. And like, oh man, I don't know. It just frustrates me. It frustrates me that you can have your opinion, but you can't be so objective about it, saying it's a terrible movie. No, you don't like this movie. That's all you have to say.
I think one of the big questions with the movie that I have, that would just be like a general question, is would it hold up if it wasn't at all Ghostbusters? Is the question. Like, if somehow you removed everything Ghostbusters.
If the thing is, if the first two didn't come before this one.
Yeah, let's just say that the originals didn't exist at all, and this was just a brand new.
I think it would.
Thing, and yeah,
like the chemistry between the actresses is what, or actors, or whatever you want to. That is what did it.
Yeah.
The thing is not only that, but like even like between them and Hemsworth. And
I think it would hold up on its own movie.
Absolutely.
And probably less people will be upset about it too.
I agree. I think
since it's not
because there's no original. There wouldn't in this fictional universe. There wouldn't be an original material to go off of. So this would be the original, and everyone would be like, "Oh, that's so cool, Ghostbusters!" Like it'll be like one of those, like, it would maybe someone would consider a flying glass no-brainer, but still it's still a fun movie to go to.
Yeah. Now the question though that we'd have to further come up with then is that if we're making this fictional universe where Ghostbusters didn't exist, if you did the same thing with the Total Recall remake or the RoboCop remake, would it be the same thing?
Right.
But those remakes,
if Jurassic World came out
and there was no Jurassic
and there was no Jurassic anything, no, I don't think that would hold up.
Exactly, because it wasn't a good movie.
I think that actually it probably wouldn't hold up as well as Ghostbusters would.
Those movies panned.
I think I still enjoyed Jurassic World more than Ghostbusters.
The thing is, just remember on Ghostbusters, what did Jurassic World play off of? The T-Rex at the end. And the thing is, the reason the T-Rex played so well, spoiler alert, the reason the T-Rex played so well in that film was because everyone was hyped up from the other movies for it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so they're releasing the T-Rex. Okay, who saw it? You know, it's stuff like that.
And they went there for the whole movie. To me was just eye candy. Like everyone went to like go. It's like if I went to go see like.
I hate the kids. Those kids were.
They're stupid. Everybody in that movie except Chris Pratt, but everyone else.
Like, and their acting was horrible. Like I don't mean to crap on people and their talents and stuff like that. And they're doing amazing for the age they're at, but their acting was just weak.
You know what Jurassic World kind of reminds me of in all this talking?
Yes.
The Godzilla movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of a similar situation where there was like one good actor, and then otherwise it's just a story you don't really care about, and you just want to see the giant lizards.
I don't think we should say one good actor. I think we should say one actor we enjoy.
Well, one main driving actor that you want to see.
Yeah.
And the other ones that you don't care as much about, because in Jurassic World's defense, who played the lady? Do we remember her name?
I can look it up right now.
Yeah, but
I believe the character was Claire.
Yeah, but
but I can't remember her name. But she was fine.
She played her character fine. Like I get that she was integral to the plot.
See, but the
plot wasn't good enough for her to even matter, or even to Chris Pratt to matter in any way. He was just enjoyable to watch because you like. When I watched that movie, I didn't like Chris Pratt's character. I just saw Chris Pratt being a dinosaur wrangler. I didn't see him playing that guy. You know what I mean?
But, and that's the other thing. I didn't believe the relationship between him and the female character.
Oh no, I didn't believe that either. Like that.
Yeah, it was just kind of there. But no, it's kind of
Bryce
the same
Dallas
as Godzilla.
Howard. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's weird.
I think you did fine.
But going back to, there's a reason why the RoboCop remake and the Total Recall remake and all those movies did bad. It's not necessarily all because of nostalgia. It's because they were bad movies.
Yeah, and I would think. I actually have not seen either Total Recall or RoboCop's remakes because
Holy
a lot of these.
Crap!
But
I didn't know that Bryce Dallas Howard was the daughter of Ron Howard.
Oh.
Huh.
Now I can see it.
And the reason her middle name is Dallas is because that's where she was conceived. Born in L.A. I'm going to click the annotated Ron Howard.
Do some research right here.
That Ron Howard.
Yeah, no, do some research here. Find Ron Howard, find when she was born, then go 9 months back and see what he was working on.
That's a pretty awesome idea.
So, she was born March 9th, 1981.
Okay.
March 2nd, 1981. So, you do the math. I'm going to look up Ron Howard's IMDb.
So, I'm assuming that's September. Yeah, I think September. It's either August or September. Like August.
Look just somewhere in between August and October. Then in that case, anywhere in there could be within the right range.
Of 1981.
Of 1980.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Of 1980.
So while Robert plays our new favorite game here on the UnScripted podcast, finding out when famous people
when they're conceived.
Yeah, no, I feel that a lot of these remakes are kind of unnecessary.
They are. They're just running out of money, and they know it.
Where they're just kind of like,
Skyward.
Skyward?
It was a TV movie.
That must have been frustrating.
Actually, no. Let me double check that.
So, I think I agree that they are unnecessary. I mean, it's cool to like bring back that. I like it. I like the reason the Ghostbuster one is so cool is because of what Robert said earlier. Like, there's that picture of a father and her daughter, like wearing Ghostbusters costumes, and because it's a family nostalgia thing that, like, they could all enjoy the family in the same way that I thought the Star Wars movies, the new ones, are dope. The new ones that are going to be out, plus the new one, are going to be dope because that's cool to me. That's cool that I could go watch a movie with my dad and watch a movie that he saw when it came out. And like we could both sit there and be like, "Wow, this is pretty great." It only works for that. Like, there's no cult around Total Recall. No, people liked RoboCop, but RoboCop was a great movie, and you can't ruin RoboCop by remaking RoboCop.
I was just thinking of Indiana Jones, the new one that came out. Like, I say new one, but it's been several years.
But even then, that wasn't a remake.
And that was a sequel. But I'm talking about as far as Garen's thing of like going and seeing it with somebody who saw when the first one came out,
right?
And how it was just like the new Indiana Jones was like, yeah.
Yeah, but like not all the Indiana Jones movies are really that good too.
Now, the thing that upset me with Total Recall and RoboCop, though, which as I said, I didn't see it though, but the upset me they were doing that was that they were both within several years of each other, and they're both Paul Verhoeven movies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I think both of them were among some of the best movies in the '80s. And then they just decided to remake both of them and do them terribly.
RoboCop's such a good movie.
I love the original RoboCop.
I could confidently say like it's probably one of the better written scripts of that era. It's actually a really cool, good plot, good story. Can I get a feel of that too?
There's a lot good with that movie.
Give her a cup.
Make sure you cover that logo. Yeah. We're drinking mysterious brown fluid here.
Really, Mr. Jurassic Park shirt?
Brought to you by Brown Fluid. Brown Fluid. Drink it.
Just hold it for the camera and get some glory shots.
Jason had the brown fluid. Right, Jason?
Well,
all right.
I think on that note...
Yeah, I don't know if we have too much else to talk about with Ghostbusters, and we don't really have too much else to talk about anyway. So I'm fine with kind of calling the show here. I didn't have as much news as I thought I would. I went looking for stuff, but a lot of what I came up with wasn't that good anyway.
It's all right.
There's slower weeks sometimes, so we have some things to talk about.
Unlike Jason over here who had no news.
Yeah, Jason had no news.
Hello, Jason. You are the person with no news today.
Jason says yes.
All right. On that note, remember to like, subscribe to the. You can find our stuff on the UnScripted Network channel page on YouTube. You could also find us on Podbean, even though that's probably gonna be canceled soon, because I'm paying $10 a month for that, and we're not using it because all our stuff's on YouTube anyway.
And we're doing video now, so you can't even do it on.
We can, but it's gonna be an extra $10.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to pay $20 a month just to put up some videos.
Is there like a Facebook page for the UnScripted podcast?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. So you can like us on Facebook as well. We have a Twitter account as well. Ooh. Google Plus, if that still exists.
Yep.
I mean, I know it exists.
It still exists, but if anybody uses it.
Yeah.
Do we have a MySpace?
No, I don't think we went that far. So all on the social webs. Also, be sure to tune in every Sunday. We go live usually around 8, sometimes later, depending on our day.
I believe, just as a mention here, we're probably not going to be here next week.
Yes, you're correct. We are not going to be here next week. We're going to take the week off, like the Dance Rancho did this week, and go from there. Watch The Quiet on the Set.
Watch the latest episode. Super proud of it.
Yes.
And then watch the next episode 2 weeks from today, before our next show 2 weeks from today.
That's going to be interesting, too, because we have really high tech.
So we're going to do pull double weight, which is going to be nice.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
All right.
See